I've been thinking about breaks a lot lately. Not breaks as in stopping, but breaks as in what makes things possible to continue.
And I hate to be one of those people that say, oh, modeling's so hard, modeling's so hard. I don't think it's very hard, but it is very draining. Like, you come home a lot of the time and you feel very empty and kind of confused about what kind of person you are.
We may usually think of pressure as something you push through, something you endure, something you survive. But in most systems, physical systems especially, pressure without a break doesn't create strength. It creates failure.
And so the last time I felt really, really desperate for a break was probably kind of recently. In the past few months, I decided to do copious amounts of test shoots because I wasn't really getting booked for a lot of jobs, and the jobs that I was getting sent emails for like castings and stuff, they weren't very versatile, really not what I was looking to get into. And I realized that's because my portfolio was not versatile in and of itself. It was a lot of very flat, very one-dimensional, same vibes.
In engineering, continuous force is actually a problem. That's why bridges have expansion joints, why sidewalks are broken into sections, why materials are allowed to separate, pause, and reconnect. Without those breaks, things don't stay intact. They crack. That idea kept coming back to me while I was designing these pants.
To investigate. A concerned viewer sent us this picture. We'll give you a close look at it. And it shows what appears to be a crack in the flyover on I-15 near Spring Mountain. We reached out to NDOT. They tell us that's not a crack. It's an expansion joint that lets the concrete expand and shrink for changes in temperature and protects the bridge during earthquakes.
For the past 8 months, it wasn't about adding more structure. It was thinking about where the structure needed to stop. The pleat starts, it carries tension, it holds shape, and then it breaks. Not because it's finished, but because it needs room. Then it starts again. That pause is intentional. It's what lets the fabric breathe. It's what keeps the garment from fighting itself.
Wait, popcorners? Like, that's fire. You know what's really fun?
Yeah.
They don't have them.
What?
They're the Cool Ranch Doritos meat sticks.
What?
Where are they? They're my favorite thing to get from 7-Eleven, bro.
Oh, you found them?
No, they have they have the sweet and tangy barbecue flavored meat stick. I mean, this could be good too. It's not the Cool Ranch Dorito. It's whatever. I don't even care. So I kind of freaked out. I was like, what am I doing? I went crazy. I started replying to all my DM requests. I started shooting with anyone and their mothers. Half of those shoots I still haven't even gotten back, you know? I don't even know if they went well, but I kind of just spammed that. And also at the same time, I was going through a pretty rough patch in my personal life. And so I really used it as sort of a distraction. Something to keep me busy, but I kept myself too busy. And at some point, I don't know, I kind of just like lost all sense of self. This happened like kind of recently, honestly, maybe the past few weeks.
Maybe, were you burnt out?
Like low-key, yes, very burnt out, because at some point you get back and it's Sunday night, you look back on your week, you're like, shit, I didn't go to school, I didn't do any homework, all I did was spam like 10 test shoots with no pay. And you sit there and you sigh and you're like, why am I numb? Why am I emotionally numb? I feel nothing, no motivation. It's doing the opposite of what it's supposed to, you know?
What's interesting is how often we see the same logic in nature. Even the ocean needs space to release before it can move forward again. That pullback, that moment of stillness, isn't empty. It's part of the motion. Waves don't crash endlessly, they pull back. And when you start looking for breaks, you realize they are everywhere. They are not interpolations, they are systems protecting themselves. That's something clothing has always understood, even if we don't always talk about it.
When you're thinking about putting a gusset in the sleeve, think about where the body will need extra fabric so it could move properly. You're going to need it underneath the arm, and you're also going to need across the back here. I call this the hug factor. For the muscle that comes out when you raise your arm, you need a little bit more here and here for the part under the arm. And then in the back, you need a little bit more for the hug factor.
Historically, garments weren't designed as uninterpreted surfaces. Pleats, gussets, vents, slits, these weren't decorative decisions. They were stress management, ways to let the body move without forcing the fabric to absorb everything at once.
Contour lines, like on that one, you want to see contour lines.
Okay, but that one doesn't have the contour lines.
It does have contour lines. It is harder to see. I mean, you can see it, but it's so busy.
Yeah.
It's busy with a bunch of other stuff. It has trails. See those dotted lines? Those are trails. And then you have, oh, you know what? This is all you need right there. This will be all you need.
And this can fit into yours or not?
What?
Can that fit into your burner?
Into this? This burner, this requires the tube.
Oh, so I need a burner like this then. For this.
And actually, that's. See, I was telling you about that. See, look. See that?
Yeah.
See that? That's the stove right there.
Okay.
This is the canister you can use to burn your stove to get a light. To make a fire.
Okay.
This will only give you so many hours. That one here, you can do so many meals on it based on how much gas you need to cook your food.
Okay.
Like to boil water or do a meal.
You're saying this one?
Yeah, that'll be a perfect size for what you want to use.
Okay.
And you're gonna need this portion of it too. This part. Look at that. Oh, that's cotton.
A garment with no breaks might look clean, but it doesn't last. It holds tension until something gives. I think somewhere along the way, we started associating continuity with quality. Perfect lines, total control, no interruptions. But longevity doesn't come from holding everything together. It comes from knowing where to let go. That's what this piece is really about. Not breaking the form, but giving it space to breathe so it can keep going.
I think that I got a little too ahead of myself with the amount of time I was putting into it. Like, I wish someone had told me that it's okay to just say no to that. They won't be offended and you won't be penalized. They won't blacklist you from all the photographers in whatever city you're in, it's not gonna take away opportunities from you.
Never getting you back.
Exactly. I'm gonna tell every photographer that I know and every casting director to blacklist you. It's not gonna be like that. You can take a beat, you can take a break, you can tell them I need to go home and eat dinner. You can tell them I want to go to bed. I don't want to drive to another location 3 hours from here, It's different if they pay me, hey, you never know. But it's important to set your boundaries. You're allowed to. And it really, at some point, I remember I was at this very long shoot this past week, actually, and the photographer was just like, hey, we need a wrap. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, we need to stop. You look tired. And I was like, I'm not even tired. I'm not even tired for real. Let's keep going. Yeah. We have another look. He's like, no. It's not supposed to be an offensive statement. I'm not trying to take a jab at you. It's generally just because you look tired, and I can tell mentally that you're not really here anymore. You're not focused on the camera. You're not focused on the being in the moment right now, and that's okay. We can shoot another time. We can take a break. Let's go get some coffee or something, because you can see in the photos produced that you're not doing right by the clothes. You're not doing right by the vision. You're not doing right by yourself, if you don't take a break, if you don't let yourself just rest. And that's why it's so essential. It's completely important, imperative that you have breaks, even for creative people that work in this field.
The pleat begins at the waist, where structure matters. It carries tension down the leg, and then it releases, right around the knee. That's not aesthetic, that's the body. That's where movement concentrates, where fabric gets stressed the most. So the pleat pauses, and then it starts again, lower down, where motion continues, but pressure changes. That break isn't absence, it's relief. It's what keeps the garment from fighting the body. What's interesting is how often this same pattern shows up in our everyday life.
And it takes a lot of effort and like mental strength to embody someone completely opposite most of the time of who you are as a person. Someone strong, someone confident, someone sexy. And you come home a lot of the time and you feel very empty and kind of confused about what kind of person you are. And that's why I value breaks so much. Breaks are essential. You cannot have good quality work and high volumes of work without ample amounts of break time.
Yeah, that's good.
Cooking up, cooking up, cooking up, cooking up. Hey, 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 hey.